Well, good morning, everyone. Foreign Affairs Council today, not surprisingly, our discussions will begin with thinking about what more we can do to tackle this incredibly complex issue of Ebola. Already, EU and Member States have contributed €500 million in support of trying to protect people. And of course, you will know that many individual Member States are working hard in different countries, especially in West Africa, to support the populations, providing medical support by way of equipment and staff. But as ever, we want to see what more can be done. I've invited Commissioner Borg to join us for that discussion, to link up with the work that he's doing from the side on health, and we will deliberate that as our first item in this morning's agenda. I've also invited the UN Special Representative Bernardino Leon to come and talk to us about the situation in Libya, which, as you know, is extremely concerning. In some parts of Libya, a deteriorating situation. Again, we have been very engaged as a European Union, individual member states too, but we want to work closely with him. He's a good friend. I appointed him as our special representative and was delighted when Ban Ki-moon asked me whether he could become the representative for the United Nations. He's worked extremely hard in Libya, and I know he will have a lot to tell us. We will, of course, as well concentrate on the issues of ISIL and what more can be done as we think about our own counter-terrorism strategies, but also how we can support the international effort to deal with this and support the people of Syria and Iraq who deserve the peace of the future. We'll also be talking about the Middle East peace process. I was in Cairo last weekend for the conference in support of the reconstruction of Gaza. Everyone there talked about the need for a political solution that would take us back to the consideration of the two-state solution. And you've heard many times how much the European Union believes in that and the importance of it even now. $5.4 billion raised in support of the people of Gaza now needs to be implemented. Helga Schmidt will host the Quartet envoys, UN, Russia, USA, coming here to Europe in Brussels later on this month in order to discuss what more the Quartet can do. And of course Ukraine. The importance of ensuring that what's been agreed in Minsk is implemented. We will be reviewing the situation and determining what next we should do. And then very finally, I have been negotiating, as you know, with the Iranians, and I will be reporting back on progress to date.
Nuruddin.
Hello, Nuruddin.
I'd like to ask what kind of support European Union can provide to the United Nations initiative led by Mr. in order to help the Libyan find a political solution. And are you worried or do you share many worries that Libya may become another Daesh can be extended its influence there?
Well, you know, there's a lot of worry about what's happening in Libya generally. This was a country that economically has the capacity to be very self-sufficient. And in the last months, we've seen a real deterioration in the security situation, as you rightly point out. What we've asked Bernardino here to do is precisely to discuss with him now what more can be done. We're ready to do the different programmes that we'd already identified. Hard to do for us historically because identifying interlocutors to work with in Libya has proved so difficult. But huge supporters of what the UN is doing. And so I hope that this will be a good discussion to see what now he believes can be achieved. The future HRVP, my successor, was in Libya with Ban Ki-moon, so Federica will also have an opportunity to give her impressions. She's been very engaged as Italian Foreign Minister, and I know will be very engaged as High Representative.
Wasim.
Concerning what do you think about the Kurdish fighters' role in the international coalition? Do you think these troops could be included in the coalition, taking into consider the Turkish opposition to this step? Because we know now the Americans, they are delivering arms from the sky. What do you think about this issue?
Well, I think what's interesting is that President Obama and President Erdogan had a very interesting conversation. I've not yet got the details of that. But I think the most important thing for us is to ensure that we're doing all that we can to support the people of Iraq and the people of Syria, as I said, in the peaceful future that they want. And that takes many forms. It takes the forms of individual member states working closely with each other and with their allies to think about what more can be done from their perspective. It's also for the EU, this huge job that will come about how do we go forward in support of the people, how do we help rebuild, and how do we help support them in terms of their security.
For the British proposal of €1 billion European fund to spend money in place in the countries before people leave. And secondly, we need us doing this.
On Ebola, I think Prime Minister Cameron's also planning to have a discussion at the European Council on that on Thursday, which I will be present at too. For today, what I wanted to do was make sure that we got a seriously joined up approach between all the different elements. We've been working really hard in the EAS to make sure that what Member States are doing and also what the Commission services are doing fit together, and I'm very pleased that they are working so closely together. But we all know that this is a serious and significant problem that we should not underestimate. It's not a problem that will stay in one part of the globe, but has the potential to travel everywhere. And so we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help sort it out at source, if you like, and also to deal with it in terms of our own national security and working in a collaborative way. So I think all proposals will be looked at, and it will just really depend what the best fit is and what the best package is of, as Prime Minister Cameron says, money, very important, equipment, very important, and staffing, very important. Will I miss this? Well, I don't know yet because I haven't left, so we'll have to see.
We'll miss you.
We'll miss you, all of you. And as you know, I'll still see you because I'm carrying on doing the Iran negotiations, so I've no doubt.
Beyond November the 24th.
Well, I've been asked to carry on till it's done. So.
Have you got a quick moment for Ali?
Yeah.
A question on Libya, and then.
Hello, Adi.
You call for an inclusive dialogue in Libya, an inclusive political process, but how can you deal with parties who refuse such dialogue and use terrorist meaning?
Well, you know that the people of Libya want what every other group of people in the world want. They want peace and security and a future that's economically stable and that they can bring up their children in a secure and stable atmosphere. So let's start from that first principle. And the way to achieve that is to find ways in which we can resolve some of the problems that are faced by individuals and by groups, to recognise the inclusive nature of any country, the importance of people feeling part of that, and that dialogue is core and fundamental to doing that. And I think what Bernardino Leon is doing, and other envoys, by the way, from different countries and from different groups of countries, are all collaborating very effectively to try and do that. So today is his chance to give us an update. I'm so much looking forward to seeing him and for us to see ways in which we can support him, because this is the way forward.
Thanks everyone.
Very much. Thank you.